Testing. Ooh, I'm loud.
All right.
Okay.
You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Just Talking Out Loud. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
Oh, I wanted you to do it.
That's okay.
What do you mean that's okay?
It's you. You're the announcer.
No, you got to be a team. You got to do this together.
Whatever.
What do you mean, whatever?
Whatever. I mean, you're the announcer, though.
I'm not the announcer.
You're the announcer.
There's no announcer.
You're the one with the broadcast.
It's not a game show. I'm not in.
Wow.
Well, it may be turned one into.
Sometimes it feels like it because you come off with subjects that just.
It's a game show
reaction.
vibe. Pull that closer to you.
You think it's too far? Well, then I gotta move.
There you.
Making me get all discombobulated.
That's better. Sound like you're in the garage. No, now you sound like you're right there. Okay. So how you been?
I've been pretty good. Went to the dentist today. Got my teeth cleaned.
Ooh. Nothing like a good cleaning.
School will be starting up soon, and it's been a whole year since I've actually worked there.
Well, we're into September. That's what I wanted to do. We're into September, and this is actually Labor Day. So happy Labor Day to everybody.
This will be.
Excuse me. Yeah, happy Labor Day to everyone out there. Yeah, it's I don't know exactly where August went, but it just flew right by, and
we were on vacation end of July and a little bit of August, and yeah,
it's just been
a hot summer. I really enjoyed it.
It's been a good summer, and hopefully it lasts a little bit longer.
It just wasn't long enough. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of Indian summer here, and we can use the pool a little bit more in September.
Well, I hope so. I'm not ready to pack it up because I don't know where I'm going to put all this crap that we keep buying.
And in the leaves. I know you hate the leaves in the pool.
Oh, the leaves.
Well, we have to go down there and
I'm
pull
sure
the
there's
cover.
30,000 of them down there now.
Oh, yeah, there was some in there.
That's what I figured.
Just when I was getting the Bubba out.
But, Labor Day, and of course it's also some other themes of September. Kids will love back to school. That's always good to... I just remember going... I don't know why I remember this. It was just one particular, it was a labor, because we always went after
Labor Day.
The muscular dystrophy telethon.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And we knew the next day was going to be, because that was a Sunday, went into Sunday. And we knew the next day was school. And I don't know, it always seemed like it was a gray day for me. I was like, oh, I don't want this day to end. And summer went so fast. But anyway, that was just me. But yes, we got kids going back to school. We got backyard cookouts. People saying also having maybe you could have a good neighbor day, get together with the neighbors. And you start getting into fall foliage because then fall starts.
Yep. And
pumpkin carving.
Pumpkin,
which is a little early for me.
And hay rides and pumpkin picking. And
I think this is... those are October. Sorry.
Yeah, those are October.
I kind of rolled into October.
October.
That's how the pumpkin thing was October. That's kind of how it goes, though. It's how fast it goes.
Oh, yeah. Once you hit September, October, November, it's Christmas. Like, no time.
It just flies by, and we're going to be doing Beckett's birthday, and that's coming up. So he's going to be 1 year old.
I cannot believe
it's
been
a year old,
already.
a 1 year old. He's going to be a 1 year old.
I can't believe it already.
I can't get this ring to stop ringing, so I apologize in advance because it's windy and the ring picks up every time that stupid bush that Terry has on the tree, whatever the heck it is, on the front porch. It wiggles a little bit, and it's somebody at my front door. So thank you, Terry. What are you doing?
Just looking.
What are you looking at? You're playing your game, aren't you?
No.
Oh, you're looking to be a millionaire. That reminds you. We have the TV on, which I usually don't, but I turn the TV on. I thought maybe that reminded you.
My hand was itching the other day, and I didn't even look at it.
Did you look at the ticket we already bought? Are we millionaires yet?
I didn't know we bought a ticket.
Yeah, well, it's been a couple weeks ago. A week ago.
Oh, then I probably looked, and it's probably... I don't know if I did or not.
Couple things we're going to talk about a woman had some surgery done to please her now ex-husband. It was her husband, and now it's her ex-husband. And then I also have a story.
What kind of surgery did you have done?
I'm going to tell you in a minute. You can guess, but I'll let you stew on that for a minute. No, not to do that again.
Tighten this.
No. Man, you go for the boobs and the vagina. You just want right. She's pointing.
Well,
First she grabs her boobs, and then she went like that, pointed downward. We need to be on video. That was perfect.
Well, I wouldn't.
No, she didn't do that either. Just give me a second
or something.
I'll tell you in just 1 second.
Okay.
Then my advice to you after this next story is to, when you go to the bathroom, you might want to look in the toilet before you sit down. And we'll leave it at that.
That's gross.
So now we'll go back to this because it's bothering Terry. She spent $162,000
to do something to her body.
She's a 32-year-old German model. And yes, to do something to her body, $162,000 on leg lengthening surgery.
Ow, there's no way. No way.
She went from 5'5", which is a nice height for a woman.
Did she do this for him or for her career?
Well, it says
she's a model.
Well, it says to please her now ex-husband.
Oh.
I don't know if
he wanted her taller.
That's what I'm reading, but I don't know.
And your legs might hurt you the rest of your life. Is it worth it?
She's now 6 foot. She went from 5'5" to 6 foot, which I think 5'5" is a good height for a woman.
Yeah.
If she's 6 foot, she's going to be taller than I am. I'm shrinking.
She's tall. She's taller than a lot of men. Then.
You want to know what the process was?
No, I don't.
Well, you're going to hear it anyway.
Me just to think about it.
Grab your legs because here it comes. Hold on to your.
Some little kids.
So the painful process involved breaking Theresa Fisher's leg bones, and then they inserted extendable metal nails, and this lasted 8 years and took a physical and emotional toll on her. And despite the hardships, Fisher now says that she feels more confident, looking forward to a positive future with her new partner, and adding that things are finally looking up again. Of course, she is a lot taller, so things probably everything's a little bit higher now for her.
That's just awful.
Yeah, I don't know. People go through.
That's like 7 inches they've raised her.
It's like, I don't understand when I see like these stars that are getting older and then they get these plastic surgeries done and they don't look better.
They just look tighter. And it
looks weird.
They look more fake and more like out of place.
Yeah, I saw a picture of Marlo Thomas because Phil Donahue had passed away. And I saw a picture of her and I hadn't seen her in a while. And then they went back to when they met. She met him on the show. That's how they met. And now they were flirting with each other and you could see how they were flirting and started dating. But anyway, saw a picture of her now and it's like, what did you do? It's just like, it's not better. Burt Reynolds had it done and he looked horrible. I don't understand. Do they look in the mirror and see what it looks like? What's wrong with growing old gracefully? I don't understand. I'm kind of, I don't know. Maybe I'm not vain enough. Need to be more vain.
I don't know.
Do you want to be taller? Do you want me to break
vain.
your legs and I'll make you taller?
I'm not breaking my legs to be taller.
You wouldn't do that to please me?
No.
How about, tightening?
I probably, I don't do well with the
you
anesthesia.
You have boobs, so I can't say boobs.
I don't do well with the anesthesia, and I've had to do it. And unless it's to get me out of pain or internal bleeding, I don't really think I'd go under anesthesia.
No, I'm not for. Come on. She's 5'5". If she was 3'2" or something,
sometimes
maybe.
The one time I threw up for a year afterwards. It slowly went away. It was less and less each week, but it's just not worth.
Anyway,
all that unless I'm in extreme pain.
That's the same with any type of face, or that's a lot. There's a lot of things going on there when you tighten all that up, and you look like the Joker. That's about it, because they can't even move their mouth sometimes.
Yeah, they tighten
It's so
this so
freaking tight.
they can't even do it. They
what
are
do
a
you
permanent smile,
I don't
and it's
know.
a fake smile.
I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, so I wanted to throw that at you. I saw that. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. Get it? Kick.
Yeah.
Leg. Never mind. A leg up.
I don't know. I don't think I'd ever. Yeah.
That sounds painful.
Yeah.
It does sound very
Break
painful.
your legs and put pins in them so they're longer.
Yeah.
They would have to be awful long and strong pins, because wouldn't she be easily broken now, right where those go into her bones?
You would think that would not.
Because
I don't
7
know.
inches quite a long. I think 7. That's quite a bit of length. I could see like an inch or two, but 7 inches, 7 inches.
She's 6 foot now.
Yeah,
So she went
but
from
she was
5 inches.
5'5".
5'5". So that's
6, 7, 8,
Oh.
9, 10, 11, 12. That's 7 inches.
is that how that works?
That's the last time I looked, there's 12 inches in a foot.
I don't have 12 inches. I wouldn't know. All right, so let's move on. You're so sick. This is your.
What you're saying.
You started this.
You
whole
started it. Oh, God.
crap. How many times a day should you poop?
At least once.
That would be my number.
But some people don't poop for a month.
Yeah, or how about poor Fenn is actually potty training, and I forgot what potty training is like. You know what I mean? I forgot. I mean, all of our kids are grown up, and you constantly have to say to them, you have to go to the bathroom, you have to go to the bathroom. And then he
says, I gotta poop, and then you go running.
Yeah, you go running, or he's grabbing himself. So you think he's got to pee.
So you're
So I take
constantly
him up there.
asking him.
So he finally does go to the
He's
bathroom.
just used to having a diaper, crushing that all in there.
Yeah,
That's why he's grabbing himself.
that could be. It is different.
You got
He's
more
got the-
air in there,
Yeah, that diaper is kind of
confining.
So he's doing he's doing pretty good. I don't know how he's doing in daycare.
daycare, right.
I asked the question, no one's answering, so I'm not sure he's doing really well. It's probably not going well.
Yeah,
but
because he knows when he has a Mickey Mouse pull-up on, it won't soak through his clothes, so he
Yeah.
may just pee in it.
But anyway, he had to pee. He finally did go to pee, and I'm putting him on the potty, and I said, you got to pee. And I just happened to look down, and thank goodness I did. Because when they're at full attention, that little guard doesn't protect anything. He was right above it. I was ready to have a mouthful of pee. And I just reached down just in time to press it down, and he kind of looked at me. I'm like, I'm just protecting myself here, son. You got to push it down in there, my
You
little
have to
buddy.
put it behind, but underneath the
nah.
guard. Otherwise, it's.
Don't get any ideas. I'm just trying to help it. You're helping your paw out here.
I didn't want it in my
I don't
face.
want to get peed on, if you don't mind.
It's what the guard's for, to hold it.
So then Terry went the next day and was back and forth in the bathroom, back and forth, because he had to poop.
And he couldn't.
And how did you tell him to do it? You said,
Relax. He had to relax his bum muscles.
So she-
Otherwise, it couldn't come. Yeah, I had a
Yeah,
fist.
you had
And
a
I
fist.
said, if you don't relax, it can't come out. When you're real tight-fisted, it can't. Like this, you can't come out. It can't go through. So he explained that to his mommy later in the day.
he said, I'm like this. I got to relax. Yeah, you need to relax. Anyway, let's see how many times you have to poop. They did a research on how many bowel movements they have in a week, and they found the perfect number was 1 to 2
A day.
a day. And those who ate a little more high fiber, they could fall into like maybe 3. You know what I mean? Sometimes those who were constipated or poop more than 3 times a day were likely to have some kind of toxic gut bacteria. But if you're going to the bathroom at least once or twice a day, you're doing okay.
And it doesn't say anything about people who don't even poop once a week.
It doesn't say, well, it says
People
that
that have
if you're
constipation and IBS and stuff
they
like
have
that.
toxic gut bacteria linked to organ damage or mental, then it says mental health conditions. But it could be just what you're eating.
Well, I mean, Zachary, he just always has had problems.
Then they even sent me a little chart
Some people are naturally.
of the poop. See the
Yeah.
poop?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, number 1 is separate hard lumps. That's what we found underneath RJ's dresser one time. He took it out of his diaper
Yeah.
and put the poop under the dresser.
Yep, he would just, yeah.
Little poopy balls, as we would call them.
Yep. And he would hide them because he knew they weren't supposed to be in his underpants.
Yeah, that's type 1. Type 2 is lumpy and sausage-like. Hope they're not eating while we're listening to this.
I know.
Type 3 is a sausage shape with cracks in the surface. I mean, it's nasty looking. Then you have type 4. It's a long, smooth, soft sausage or snake.
It's a skinnier.
Looks like a snake.
wider.
Yeah, it's kind of skinny.
Skinnier.
Looks
more
like a
skinnier
cucumber
than
almost. Not as big as a cucumber.
I'm sure we've all pooped them at every one of them at some point.
I'm sure.
or
Type
another.
5 is soft blobs with clear-cut edges. Take pictures. Send them to us. Types, no, don't. I'm
That's
just
a
kidding.
face I don't want to look at them.
Type 6, mushy. Oh, boy. Very mushy
They have
consistency.
completely liquid, like when you take
Number
your
7.
colonoscopy.
It's called diarrhea. I should play that song.
You know, the complete liquid when you take your colonoscopy and you drink all that crap and it comes out.
Oh, my gosh.
It comes out like it went in. Whoosh.
Yeah, that, oh, God. You bring up those bad memories. Speaking of colon, you know what? I wasn't going to do this story, but now that you said that, let's go ahead and do, I found this too. It's funny how sometimes we segue into stuff. How would you like, we'll do this and then we'll take a break and then we'll talk about looking in the toilet. It's all going to be about poop today.
Oh,
Looks
that's
like.
really nice.
So you're talking about colonoscopies, and of course you want to have a doctor that you feel safe with. A lot of people like to do the Cologuard, because they can do it at home, poop on a piece of paper and put it in a baggie and send it away. Which to me, I mean, at least you're getting checked, but how
Thorough is
good?
it?
Yeah, how thorough is it really? So anyway,
Well, you've got a camera up your keister, so you know yours is thorough.
So this patient was going in for a colonoscopy, and it almost makes me want to just curl up. Okay, so anyway, a patient was reportedly left screaming in pain during a colonoscopy because the attending doctor had neglected to put in his hearing aids. So the doctor was deaf, couldn't hear without these hearing aids, and he didn't put them in. This is the second colonoscopy that went wrong under his care. Dr. Iswari Prasad. In the one instance, Prasad is accused of improperly delegating task to a surgical tech, and he didn't have any medical license at all to do the colonoscopy. So he'd given that to another person who didn't even have a medical license to do it. Prasad now is also accused of not wearing hearing aids for one, if not both, of the procedures in the complaint, rendering the surgical team was unable to communicate with him because he couldn't hear. And then the second cited colonoscopy reported that a patient was not really fully sedated, and then they began, and that's when the guy started to scream, "Hey, I'm still awake." But he couldn't hear because he didn't have his hearing aids. How would you like to have that?
Oh, if you could feel it up in there, it would feel funky.
Well, it wasn't feeling funky. He was in a lot of pain. This guy was in some serious pain. So, I guess a couple things you want to do. First of all, you want to make sure that your doctor that, what is it? It's not a gynecologist.
Gastrologist.
A gastrologist. It started with a G. Same damn thing. Just different area altogether. Anyway, yeah, you want to make sure he can see. He's not blind. Number 2, that if he is wearing hearing aids, he puts them in beforehand. And he doesn't give it to the janitor to do your colonoscopy. Those are just some of the things you might want to check before you go under it. How about the people that are listening to this and they might be going tomorrow and they're cleaning themselves out?
We just made him very nervous.
I got questions. Well, ask him before you go in.
Yeah.
Does he have his glasses on? Where's the janitor? I don't want him anywhere near
the procedure.
He's not doing my butt exam. No way. That kind of stuff.
I want someone who's done this before.
Yes, exactly. I want someone
knows how to do
that's
it
a professional and can hear to make sure he knows that I'm still awake.
In case I say, ow, ow, ow.
Yeah.
Because they've tried to do like my foot and they tried to do my tubal with doing a local anesthetic instead of putting me all the way under because of my throwing up problems when I go under. So, but I could feel it, and I was going ow, ow, ow. So they put me out all the way.
What is the patch thing? Because that worked for you last time.
Well, that is for nausea afterwards.
Okay,
and that does seem to help.
Okay. By the way, welcome to season 4.
So now they do that for me, like whenever they know they're putting me all the way under.
We had plans to have a really big
start of
season 4 opener, and it just
we can't get people all in the same place at the same time.
But we're going to get it. We're trying to
get
a lot
it
of schedules,
some point, but
we've got different ideas. So we know kind of when Matt and Ian, who are actually going to host the show.
They didn't want anyone pre-warned.
Well, by this time they'll forget. Anyway, they're going on a cruise, and hopefully it'll be not like the last time, going and having a hurricane or anything.
Yeah, they didn't even
get to port.
They didn't even get to port, and they didn't get to snorkel or anything
from the water, but they couldn't go in.
Yeah, but they couldn't snorkel or anything, could they?
No, they couldn't do anything. I know Ian was just devastated.
And now that's where Diane is this week, right?
She's in Bermuda, yes.
And that's where they're going.
Yes.
And she missed the hurricane. Do you think they're going to be able to port?
They did.
Oh, they
did.
Did
Monday. They got in Monday,
okay.
yeah. So they're good.
That's good.
Okay, one last thing, and then we'll take a break. I was going to do, but I have a little bit of time. So let's do, do you have any pain? Are you experiencing any social rejection? Are you? If you are, money can help you.
I don't know. I don't care about what everyone else thinks. If I did,
yeah, I wouldn't know.
You could drive yourself nuts. I mean, some people do. Some people are people pleasers.
Yeah,
and try to please everyone and do what everyone they think they want to do, and they'll even say what they think you want to hear, and you're looking at them like, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I don't care one way or the other.
Well, if you are having issues, you just need money. Research shows money dulls physical pain. Apparently, it eases the sting.
It dulls physical pain?
Apparently. It says
the
that...
The pain in my foot that I've had for 30 years?
You just rub money on it. Through 6 experiments, researchers found that merely touching bills or...
You got any money to rub on it? We'll see if it dulls it, and so I sleep better tonight.
I got something I'll rub on it.
Yeah, I'm
Through
sure you
6
do.
experiments, researchers found that if you're just touching bills or thinking about expenses paid... like if you had things that you need to pay, but they're paid, helps you both physically and emotionally that you're...
Oh, if you said, your car's paid off and your house is paid off, everything's paid for, I think that would make you relax.
Tell me about
bit.
it. Who
that
wouldn't be relaxed? Absolutely.
You still have utilities, which are out of this world nowadays.
I mean, I keep thinking about at some point the house would be paid for, which is really close.
It should have already been.
Well, yeah, whatever. It is what it is, but we're close. Closer than a lot of people. We don't have a lot of bills.
No.
So.
He hit him.
The 2 new cars are.
He hit him. Did you see that?
No. What did he hit him with? The baseball? What did he hit him with?
He hit him with the baseball. I think we missed it.
Oh. All right. Anyway, we're watching TV. This is a bad idea. I just wanted to see what the score was. All right. We come back. We're going to talk about looking in the toilet before you sit down. And also
before you sit down.
Yeah, before you sit down.
Someone saw a snake or something.
And then you want to hear this story about a man that's suing a clinic. I'll tell you what clinic it is when we come back.
Okie dokie.
So you want to start a podcast. Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great-looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website, and all you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players, and you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter, and they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. So I guess we're going to have to lead with the story about the toilet, aren't we? Because it's
Look
probably
before you sit down, because there might be.
I can tell it's really
or
bugging you.
someone's flushed an alligator down, and
An alligator?
and he came, a little pet one, and they came back up in yours,
Well, this guy in Bangkok.
Well, and see, where is it?
Well, I didn't tell you that because you probably know. He had to beat a snake with a toilet brush to get it off his balls.
It bit him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A man.
It thought it was worms, huh?
I don't know what it thought.
It looked like snails.
When
worms.
you
It looked like food.
Think about the snake's perspective.
He
Okay, now
sees
he's
balls
looking
hanging
up
there.
and he sees,
Hey, that looks like food there.
What is this? Like he's fishing.
Yeah.
This is dangling. And then you got this other hairy thing right behind it that looks like a way out, maybe. It's an exit only, but he doesn't know that. So it's coming at you. So, your first defense is, hey, I want to see what this is. Anyway, a man was bitten on the testicles by a huge python. And I wish I had the pictures. I actually had a picture. Because at first I thought it was just this giant turd. And I had a picture of this coming out of the toilet. This python was big. Okay, I'm not a snake person.
Isn't that poisonous too?
Yes.
So what do they have to do? They have to suck his balls off to get the poison out.
Suck out the poison.
Suck out the poison. Oh, God.
So he had to, after he beat it with a toilet brush, the bathroom had blood everywhere. He beat it to death with a toilet brush, actually. It was 12 foot. 12-foot toilet.
12-foot long snake.
Snake. And he said what happened was, he's probably listening to this. So think about this, all right? So you're heading to the bathroom, you got your phone. You're thinking about playing a game of solitaire while you're relaxing. Just trying to relax.
Drop a deuce, yeah.
Because maybe this is your first poop and you haven't pooped all day. You know what I mean? And you want to relax. And
so you sit down to relax.
Down. He said that after he sat down, he felt a very sharp pain through his testicles.
So did he stand up right away?
He said, I felt something biting my balls. It's not really funny. It's not really funny, but it is funny.
It would hurt.
You stand up and you got this long snake hanging off your balls, stretching them.
And you're like, how do I make it let go? It's going to swallow me from the balls up.
And this is profound.
A 12-foot snake, it might be able to
start, working its way up.
Well, because if it wrapped around you, it could smother you first.
So anyway, he said, this is very profound. He said it was very painful. No, I can't believe it's painful. I have snake, teeth coming into your balls. He said, I put my hands in the toilet to see what was wrong. So he just still didn't know at that point. And I was shocked that I grabbed a snake. It wasn't his snake either. It was another snake. He stood up and plucked it out, he said, I felt pain, really bad pain. And there was blood everywhere. and there was a python in his toilet. Despite the attempt to break its grasp, he grabbed the toilet brush, started whacking the snake's head until it loosened its grip. Oh, my God. And then it died.
And it died.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like, it's a toilet brush. It's not like a hammer.
Yeah.
How did it die from a toilet brush? But it did.
Maybe it was,
He must have really been beating it.
well, wouldn't you be if it was caught on your privates?
What happened? I was beating my snake. And, how hard were you beating your snake? The father
As
took
hard
him.
as I could. I was trying to get my balls back.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my balls out of the snake's mouth. The father immediately went to a hospital to get a tetanus shot. He told doctors he would need some. He would not need stitches he said doctors told him he doesn't need stitches, wasn't deep enough to sever the skin, and it would heal in a couple weeks. He said, my testes are safe now. I'm lucky, he says, it wasn't a venomous snake. So apparently it's not venomous. A cobra would have killed him because he wouldn't have had enough time to beat it with the brush and then get to the hospital. He did say that I have not used that toilet again. And he says, every time I go inside to even think, I take the toilet brush with me, just in case. So and I don't blame him. Man, can you imagine?
Oh, I bet he looks inside the toilet from the rest of his life.
Oh, no doubt. Or any toilet for that matter.
And if you get up in the middle of the night, I got to have a flashlight or I ain't going.
Yeah, I mean, Bangkok. I guess they come through the pipes or something.
Yeah.
Huh? What a system! But I'd have to definitely. Yeah. So that's it. That's
Lots of poopy problems this week.
Oh man, yeah. Well, those are ball problem there.
Well, yeah.
A lot of ball problems. I got a way to cure hiccups.
Oh.
Now we already know.
We've got a whole bunch of ways.
Yeah.
I used to get hiccups all the time.
Yeah. If you're
and
looking,
they're very annoying.
I don't know how we
and
went
loud.
from balls to hiccup, but that's
okay.
That's a transition we're making. Ours has always been peanut butter.
Yes, if I take a teaspoon of,
And it works for me,
most
too.
of the time a spoonful of, but you can't swallow it all at one time. You have to like a lollipop on the spoon, and
Apparently, and TikTok has an answer. Dr. Jeremy London is a heart surgeon in Savannah, Georgia, and on his account, he says that the best way that he's found to stop hiccups is drip lemon juice or lime juice into the back of your throat, and that'll help get rid of your hiccups. So if you're looking for different ways,
that is one I haven't tried. I mean, reach for the top of the door while drinking water. Drink from the opposite side of the glass of water. I mean,
doesn't
I've
the
done
water
all
go down the
kinds
front of you then when you drink water?
Well, you have to be real careful about the way you're kind of lapping it up, and then I
you
guess
stick your tongue in there?
It's that concentration that makes you concentrate on that, and then your hiccups stop.
So do you lap it with your tongue? Is that how that works?
I don't know. I could never really get very much water, so it didn't, But the spoonful of peanut butter usually works.
Yeah, he said apparently the stimulation on the vagus nerve that runs from the brain down to the diaphragm, when that lemon juice or lime juice hits it, he said it takes it right away. So I don't know. Just trying to help you out if you have a bad case of the hiccups. I thought there was somebody that had hiccups for like 30 years or something.
I don't know. I had them when I used to get them. I don't get them as much as I used to.
No. And when you get the hiccups, everybody knows it.
Oh,
Everybody
they have
knows.
abandoned me in malls, in Walmart, in every place because they act like they don't know me when I get them.
I know you. You're just in a different aisle. That's all.
That's my wife over there with the hiccups. I don't want to be seen by her.
It's like, what is that? No, I don't know. I don't know her. I think she might need. You got a glass of water. She can lap the water out from the opposite side. But anyway, just trying to help you out there. And finally, a man is suing a clinic. This is in Russia. If you get a vasectomy, right? Mm-hmm. There's a surefire way to know if the job was done right.
Check your sperm count.
Well, or your wife becomes pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
In Russia, Maxim decided that
They
He
weren't
had
having
4 kids. That was it.
enough.
So at age 45, he said it's time to get the big snip.
So he got the big snip
He paid $330 at a local clinic.
to get the big snip.
Of course, all that time and money would be wasted if the results of the vasectomy never happened.
Which they didn't.
Maxim's wife told him, hey, I'm pregnant for child number 5. And the paternity, because he's probably thinking,
Oh, who you been screwing with?
exactly. So they did a paternity test, and he is the father. So that's when the clinic's funny. The clinic called it a medical miracle and said that he should be happy to have a 5th child. Happy or not, Maxim is suing the clinic. And I can't say that I don't blame him. I mean, come on. You paid to have, you had kids, you're happy. But sometimes God says, no, I need a 5th
Oh,
one.
yeah. I mean, and, sometimes people don't plan any at all. And God says, hey, guess what? You're having one.
You're
anyhow.
having another one. Yep, for sure. How much should a first date cost? I said finally, but we'll do one more.
You know what? For a first date, I don't know. I think a lot of people put too much pressure on a first date. And I think if you're doing that big of a deal before you know them well enough to know, I don't think it should cost really that much. I think it should be about getting to know each other, maybe going for coffee and talking and seeing if you want a second one. You know what I mean?
So a lot of people like to put their best foot forward.
On the first date. I
Try to
know,
make a really
because
great
they're trying to
impression.
make themselves look really good, but I don't think me as an average person, I wouldn't have been impressed if you took me for a great big dinner and, I mean, I remember a few people did take me out real big, but they ended up to be jerks too.
Where did we go?
Because they were trying to impress me so much that they didn't I didn't know who they were. You know what I mean? And then when I figured out, we're just not really compatible,
We didn't go. I see our first date. I always think of it's not a date.
It wasn't a date.
We just went to Dairy Queen and you sucked my tonsils out.
No,
with your tongue.
We had ice cream and then I drove home, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. No, I'm trying to think what
It was
our
after
first,
work one time. I think we went to Dairy Queen.
What was our first date?
Which was nice because we sat and talked and really decided whether we wanted to know more about each other.
Oh, I wanted to know more.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I wanted to know a lot more. Anyway,
you're so sick.
you don't want to come off as cheap or that you're trying to break the bank either. So they asked the question, how much should you spend on the first date? Research found that men feel real good on a date that costs $220.
Oh, my gosh.
Women say $170. But it didn't
I still
specify,
think both of them are too much for a first date.
but it didn't say how many of these dates were first dates.
Yeah.
In other words, these might have been
Second or
many
third
dates all totaled up.
Yeah.
But you're not going to spend 200. I mean, unless you really go to this
Okay,
high
just
end.
because he or she is drop dead gorgeous does not mean that they're going to be a good person, a nice person, a person you want to spend the rest of your life with. They could be a real BI,
Where they're going to put out.
Yeah. Or, yeah. And
They're not
doesn't
a
mean they're
hooker.
going to, yeah.
Just because you paid $220.
For
Come
their
on
meal
now.
doesn't mean they have to put out.
That's
yeah.
right.
So
Okay, so then they asked the question again, how much do you pay on a first date? And this ranged from $20 to $100 most appropriate, which sounds
more like it.
Like it.
I mean, if it's someone you knew longer, like we met at Foodland, so we kind of knew each other and we talked and we kind of
We met in the meat department.
you did not. So
She says, "Is that your snake? Or are you
if
just happy to see me?"
Like if you were friends first and
That's
you
not what
kind of
she
know
said.
each other, you might spend more on
Yeah.
a meal, on a nice fancy meal for them or something.
Right.
But if you're like just met, I just don't.
Many men say they prefer to keep the first date reasonable and then go bigger the second time around, which makes sense.
Yeah. If you really like them and you hit it off and they, like the same things you do. And, if you really hit it off, oh, I want to get to know her more, I'll spend more on her.
Like it says here, you can be on a budget, right? Without looking cheap, like going out for coffee, talking, maybe going for a walk. That's a strong play. I think that is. I think that's a good idea.
And a lot of women nowadays are more aware of where they're at and want to be in a public place when they first meet you.
That's very true.
Because they don't know if you're a perv yet. And they don't know, if that's all you're looking for, they don't want to be alone with you totally.
Some people say spending big on date number one might create a strong impression, but you're also risking setting a standard that you might not be able to always live up to. You might not be able to make, maybe, you want to go big, you really want
dinner
to impress,
every week,
but you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do it every week, yeah.
All right, we covered everything. That was a good one.
Or, you find out if she likes to do what you like to do, which, well, like,
Meat in the meat department?
yeah, like, you're so bad. I mean, like, do you have the same
No,
interest?
I know what you mean.
I mean, if you're into car racing and she can't even stand the noise,
If you can find someone that likes sex and she likes sex too, go for it. You've got something in common.
You're so bad.
But it's not all about sex. Some of it is, but not all of it. You got to be able to communicate, and that's something I'm still working on. I'm getting better.
I just got a gnat fly up my nose again.
Aren't I getting better?
Yeah, well, in some areas.
Here we
you
go.
Are.
I'm sorry I even brought it up.
Yes, today you asked me about the honey little thing. Yes, instead of just throwing it away. You did better today. Yes.
But you did, and I said, well, you keep everything. But then I realized the reason you're keeping it is a good idea. Putting honey in it because you want to measure it out, and it's hard on that big jar.
Like if you have a spoon, or if you just want a little squirt on yogurt or on it's hard to get out of the jar. Then it's all over the top of the jar. Then it sticks the lid. Then you got to like cement on the lid, and you got to run it under hot water, and
there's just a whole to do.
Yeah, it's a whole to do, and if I put it in that when I want it in something small, then.
So
take care of
I guess we will leave with happy Labor Day.
Yeah.
And hopefully the next time we talk, we'll be able to do our MRE podcasts. That's what we're hoping. And coming up with some other ideas. Do you have some
and
things
I hope
you need to start?
Kiddos are like your new teachers, and I hope you have a good year.
Yeah, good point. Just have a good year at school. Put forward the best effort you can. I know it's
rough.
Frustrating.
I always was depressed the first week of school.
I wanted to ask you, I saw this, I don't know if any teacher did this when you were in class, but someone had said, please don't ask the kids how their summer went. And I was trying to think, why is that? And then he explained, there are some kids that don't get to do vacations, that don't get to go. They
spend the whole
because they don't
summer,
have
their parents are working, they're with a grandma who can't hear them and controls the TV, and they don't even get to watch their own TV shows. And they're
right. And it's embarrassing because the other kids are going to parks and they're going to this and they're going to that. And they don't have that opportunity because there are kids
that don't get a vacation.
Sometimes the only thing that they get to do is a fair.
Yeah.
And even that's expensive.
Yeah. And then they might not even get that. There are kids that don't get nothing because their parents just.
So the question, and then he or she, I think it was a he, said, if you're going to ask a question, ask, what would you like your school year to be? Or what was the question?
What do you want to accomplish this
in your school year?
Something like
what are you
that.
looking forward to your school year? Which,
like
the end of
maybe
the end of school.
Once you,
lunch. When's lunch?
If it's a new class you signed up for this year, maybe an art class or a music class or whatever.
Right.
That might be. I'm anxious
Something
to see how
different.
that goes and if I'm any good at it, But, and kind of encourage them in what they are good at,
correct.
Rather than say, "Oh, you didn't get a vacation this year."
But the more I read that, I was like, okay, I understand where he's going with that. You don't want to put kids on in a situation where they just feel, listen to all these other kids.
And even kids that usually have a vacation could have had a rough summer. Someone could have died. Someone could have,
That's true, too.
When, grandma might have got sick and you didn't go on vacation because you were at the hospital all summer.
Very
you just
true.
don't know what the kids are going through. Yeah.
So thanks for listening. Don't forget you can text us. I didn't have a question
Today.
I didn't think of one. Do you have one that...
How often do you...
I have one. How often do you have sex? Oh, I mean, you poop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, the one I was going to ask, and I had the story. We'll do it next time.
Okay.
Is peanut butter and jelly. When you have your peanut butter and jelly, crust on, crust off. There. Text us that.
Okay.
Give us, it's simple. Do you like peanut butter and jelly? I guess that's, I like peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter
You
jelly.
like strawberry jelly, you like blueberry jelly, you like
grape jelly.
I am the
like
grape jelly. That's me. I'm the grape. Fenn
any
ate
kind
the
of
whole.
jelly.
I gave him because I didn't know what to. I had to give him something, but I only made him a half. He ate that whole thing.
The peanut
The
butter
peanut
jelly.
butter. Yes, he did.
Was that Sunday?
Yeah.
I thought you were making grilled cheese. No.
Well, he
But
didn't want. But I didn't want to
But
put.
you know what? Sometimes he's so messy with that peanut butter and jelly. He has it all
He
over.
not at all. And the thing that I was worried is he likes macaroni and cheese, so I didn't want to do macaroni and cheese and a grilled cheese, especially with poopy. It's poopy problems.
Oh, and then
Because when you're like this, you got to relax. So don't forget to text us. You can also use SpeakPipe. We'd love to put you on air, put your voice on air like we put our voices on air. Terry, took a lot for Terry because she doesn't like her voice. But she has a sexy,
it doesn't
sexy
sound
voice.
the same.
You have a sexy voice, babe.
Ooh, baby.
I was just thinking of something about Raymond when she does that sexy voice. Oh, my dear. Something about brassiere. I can't remember now.
Take off that.
Take off that brassiere. She doesn't.
Take off that brassiere, my dear.
That's it. Yeah. Anyway, text us, SpeakPipe. Don't forget to subscribe every Monday. We have a new episode. We're in season 4. I just, that blows my mind. I didn't think I was going to make it through 2, but here we are. Season 4. We got to come up with some ideas. If you have any ideas, please send them to us.
Yeah.
You want us to do. Terry's got to come up. That's her homework.
Yeah,
Come up with some ideas.
I've got homework at my home, and I've got.
This is more. I do homework.
I go to work a couple days a week, and I have homework all the time.
How would you know about the guy getting bit on the balls if I didn't do my homework?
I know.
So you got to help me out here a little bit.
It's not as common around here to have snakes in the toilet.
Well, not.
But I would think if you're like in tropical places, I think I would always look. And if there was an outhouse, I think I would always look.
I'll tell you the other thing you always look at. Make sure there's toilet paper in the public restroom.
Before you sit down.
Yes. That is horrifying.
Unless you just have to go so bad that you can't wait. And then
I know,
what do you do? But then you would have nothing
You just
to wipe.
shake like a dog.
Shake like a dog.
Get the hell out of there.
And hope it gets out of there. Say, I got to go home because my undies need change
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Just throw the undies away because you use them as your
There's your toilet paper.
Yeah. Also, follow us on Facebook or Twitter, Just Talking Out Loud. Oh, X, sorry. And thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. Have a great Labor Day and a great week. We're out.
And happy new school year. Have a great year. I changed it up. I changed it up, didn't I?
You were like thinking as you were changing it.
Yeah.
You want to try another one? We'll edit that out.
Have a great school year.
It's perfect.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.